Welcome to PESN Studios. I'm your host, Matthew Mayer, from the Livonia-Clarenceville School District. Today, we're teaming up again with InPACT at Home, which stands for Interrupting Prolonged Sitting with Activity. Today, I'm teaming up with my children again to bring you a 20-minute home workout that can be done between two driveways or anywhere you can find a safe area to practice these. It's called form running and dynamic stretching. For a list of these exercises, go to mrmayersphysEdPage.com, then click on the Health and Fitness tab. Scroll down to the form running and dynamic stretching. From here, you're going to have a list of every dynamic stretch and how to do it. Ankle walks, toes and heels, knee highs, kicking some gluteus maximus, skipping for height and distance, something called Frankensteins, Carioca, Tapioca, knee hugs, frog jumps, walking lunges, eagles, hip circles, defensive basketball slides, and RunBound, stop and look around, and lastly, a backwards run, and to conclude it, we'll do a cool down with some walking. Here, to break down each of these skills and then to practice them between two driveways, is myself, Maddie, and William. Hey everyone, you guys ready to get started up there? Yeah! Can you give us a quick introduction? All right, to my left, at 7 years old, heading to the second grade next year, is William Carl Mayer. To his left is Maddie Elizabeth Mayer, 5 years old, heading to kindergarten. We're from Plymouth, Michigan. We're ready to rock some form running, some dynamic stretching. And the way we're going to break it down is we're going to demonstrate the skills here in the living room, and then we're going to head outside to practice them between two driveways. I like that plan. Before you get started, are there any safety precautions families at home should be aware of? Absolutely. First, we got to make sure we got our proper gym attire on, our gym shoes, our gym clothes. Secondly, we have already done this. We've cleared our practice area of any debris that we could slip and fall on. Thirdly, we have our water ready to stay hydrated during our workout. And lastly, as we're practicing this form running and dynamic stretching, sometimes our feet can get tangled up and a little balance could be lost. So I'm going to encourage my own children here. As they feel their balance to be getting lost a little bit, I'm going to encourage them to try to fall down onto the grass area instead of the cement. Thanks for the falling demonstration. The first thing we're going to do is just warm up our bodies a little bit, something slow and controlled called ankle walks. And when we do this, we're going to stretch our pectoralis major in our upper body. Arms are going to rotate opposite one another like this. And as we walk, we're first going to walk on the outsides of our feet and then switch to the insides of our feet halfway, making sure we're not putting any pressure on our tendons that hurts, okay? Just slightly stretch those tendons just to wake them up a little bit before we really get moving. And now, go Willie. All right, the next one is going to help warm up our body as well. We're going to still warm up our upper body with with a kind of a strange upper body movement where we're going to take our hands like this. We're going to bring them up through, and then we're going to rotate our arms back just like this, stretching the pectoralis major. Our arms are going to rotate down like this, taking care of our rotator cuffs and our shoulders, and then we're going to repeat that process. Now, as we have this arm action going on, we're going to first walk on our tippy toes to strengthen the gastrocnemius, and then switch halfway through and walk on our heels to stretch the gastrocnemius. Okay. next one, really gonna get the blood flowing, get our heart rate up a little bit. Our arms are gonna be swinging opposite of one another. Our knees are gonna be driving up as high as we can each stride, like that. We're not gonna try to take long strides. We're gonna try to take short strides to maximize the effort we can get out of this. And this is what it should look like. Very good. Go ahead, William.
Sketchy.
Our next one, we're gonna have the same arm action going, but this time it's time to kick some tushy, some Gluteus Maximus. And every stride we take here, we're gonna try to connect our heel to the Gluteus Maximus, that tushy muscle. So our arms are swinging, and again, not long strides, but we're gonna try to kick some tush. Very good. This next one keeps the heart rate up. It's called skipping for height and distance. And the difference between normal skipping and skipping for height and distance is when we skip normally, our arms work opposite of our knees. This one, we're gonna shoot both arms up at the same time, and every time we skip, we're skipping as high and as far as we can go. All right, on this next one, we're gonna catch our breath a little bit, slow down. We're gonna concentrating on stretching the hamstrings, and this is a ballistic stretch called Frankensteins. Why? Because Frankenstein, he walks like this, he puts his arms out, and as he walks, he tries to kick his hands, just like that. And that's what we're gonna try to do to stretch those hamstrings. Good. Go ahead, William. This next one's gonna get the heart rate up again. It's a lateral movement that takes a lot of foot coordination. I have a little jingle that goes along with it. Watch the foot pattern. It's out, then your back foot goes in front, then back out, and then behind. And the jingle goes like this. Out in front, out behind, it's Carioca time. Sideways, sideways. This next one is the exact same foot pattern, but instead of those long Carioca strides, we're gonna go teeny, tiny Tapioca strides. So up in front, up behind, it's Tapioca time, but each stride, you're trying to get your foot right next to your other foot. Pretty good, guys. Go ahead, William. This next one allows us to slow down a little bit, catch our breath. And what we're going to do is stretch the quads, the hamstrings, the gluteus maximus, even a little lower back. And what we're going to do is take a long step and then bring this back foot and give it a nice hug for a 2-second hold. Hi, knee. Here you go, nice hug. And then a long step and then bring this back up here. Give your knee a hug. How you doing, knee?
Go ahead, William. Start early.
This next one is going to develop the quads, the hamstrings, the gluteus maximus, and even the gastrocnemius and soleus. What we're going to do is get our feet about shoulder width apart. We're going to get nice and low down on our lily pads like this, and these are called frog jumps. We're going to jump off 2 feet. Both feet leave the ground at the same time. Both feet hit the ground at the same time and be balanced before we make our next jump. So it's jump off 2, land on 2, balance. Jump off 2, land on 2, balance. Very good. Wow, fantastic job. And I hate to interrupt, but I am just getting word now. We have an expert in frog jumps coming to you from the pond. Mr. Frog, are you there?
Yeah, I am, Mr. Mayor. I'm here and watching you break down the frog jump here. I am really impressed with you jumping off 2 feet, landing on 2 feet and balancing. Here comes William. Well, William, you can try balancing on 2 feet every time you land there. And let's see what Maddie's got back there. Oh, great job, Maddie, landing on 2 feet. Try to concentrate on getting your balance between your jumps.
Good job, Maddie.
And really good job, everybody. Keep working hard, Mayor family.
This one is called walking lunges. We can do it in a forward pattern. We can even do it in a reverse pattern. You guys can decide at home. But what we want to concentrate on is putting our hands on our hips or maybe our head. And every step, without slamming our knee down to the ground, we're going to gently get it all the way down to the ground. And then on our very next step, we're going to gently get our knee to the ground. And if you want to walk backwards, you can step and do a reverse lunge walk. Okay? And do that as well. All right. This next one is a student favorite. It requires balance and skill though, and it might take a little bit, a couple of tries before you can get the balance down. But what we're doing is called eagles. What I'm going to do is jump off my left foot, and off of 1 foot, I'm going to jump up, spread my eagle wings, and as I do that, I'm going to try to land on my right foot. From there, I'm going to grab my right foot with my left hand. And I'm going to try to keep my balance and jump, eagle spread wings, and then land on my left foot and grab my ankle with my right hand. This next one is going to allow us to get our heart rate down a little bit. And what we're going to do is stretch our hip flexors. Hands are on our hips, and what we're going to do is rotate our leg back, and then we're going to pretend like there's a marker on our kneecap, and we're going to draw a circle on a dry erase board, take a step. And then when our foot's back, marker, draw a circle, and step. Draw a circle and step on each one, called hip circles. So this next one is another lateral movement, and as we do this one, it's like a basketball defensive slide, and that's in fact what we're going to call it, basketball defensive slides. We want to get our feet sliding a little wider than our shoulders. We're going to sit down with our gluteus maximus down here, and we're going to focus on step, slide to our right, and we got to practice do it back to our left too. So we're going to step, slide between two driveways. This next one is another student favorite. It's called run, bound. So you're going to take 2 run steps and then bound. Yeah, very good, William. A bound is when you jump off of 1 foot and land on 2. So the little jingle that goes along with it is, and I have to shorten my steps out here, is run, bound, and stop and look around. And we do that just to make sure we're getting our balance, making sure our feet aren't shuffling forward. And that's how it's done. Very good.
Last one.
And for this last one, we're going to run backwards. It works muscles in a slightly different way, but there's a key to this. As we run backwards, we want to try to keep good balance, trying to keep our nose over our toes. We got to go at a speed we can handle so we're not falling back on our gluteus maximus.
Good job, Maddie.
Well, that concludes our segment, Between Two Driveways. Excellent form running and dynamic stretching, Mare family. It looks like you really got a good workout in today. Yours in kindness, health, and physical education. I'm Mr. Mare. Stay fit, Michigan.